We should have gotten one of those. I know, you're getting me warmed up. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Karine Kulik, and I'm one of the managing partners at Taylor McCaffrey.
Yeah, who was an inspirational woman in your life and why?
I don't have one inspirational woman. To me, what is inspiring is all women. It's the woman who is concerned in the middle of the night about how she's going to get her kids to their soccer practice. It's the single mom who is struggling to feed her kids. It's the business professional who's worried about how she's going to do in a meeting.
My sister is a very inspirational woman in my life.
I'd say the most influential woman in my life is my mother.
An inspirational woman in my life is actually my mom.
It would definitely be my mom.
My mother.
Como mujer es mi mamá.
I'm inspired by many women, both those that I know and those that I don't.
Probably one of the most inspirational women that I've had in my life is my Aunt Liz. The reason why she stands out in my mind is she was born in the 40s, was a single mother at a young age in a really difficult time for young women. Sadly, she passed away a few years ago. She was given a few months to live and she said, no, I don't think I'm done yet. Decided to buy a condo, get a cat, and she lived for another few years. And I think that kind of positive attitude, that kind of relentless, I won't take no for an answer and I'm gonna live life my way attitude is something that we can all draw from, and it's something I've really taken with me.
I would say my mom. A bit of background, my dad actually had dementia and was out of our home living in care homes from when I was about 8 years old until he passed when I was 13. It was clearly a very stressful and sad time for my mom to lose her partner, but despite that, she worked to provide for the two of us financially, but then also created a really positive home environment for me. Even when I was a kid, I knew I was very lucky to have my mom in my life.
My grandmother, she grew up during the Great Depression, got married on the eve of World War II, and then in her 50s, when my grandfather, her husband, became too ill to work, she went back to college and she got her diploma and went to work to support her family. When my grandfather passed away, my grandmother continued looking after herself and her family for another 25 years. One of the things that she was fond of saying was that regardless of any negativity that she got from someone else, or any comments that that's going to be too difficult for you, or you really shouldn't do that, she would simply say, yes dear, or nope, no problem, and then she would carry on and do whatever she wanted anyway. When I grow up, I want to be just like her.
Why do you feel it's important to acknowledge International Women's Day?
I think it's really important to acknowledge International Women's Day, to acknowledge the strives and the things that women have done in the past few decades. And I think we really need to acknowledge also the need for gender parity in our lives.
Women have been traditionally not appreciated in the ways that they should be, and it's important to recognize the strides that we've made as a society.
There are other parts or other countries that women are undeniably, some are taken for granted.
You know, we live in a male-dominant run society, and I think it's time for all of us to lean into our feminine traits, our empathy, our kindness. You know, not that men are kind, but I think women have a different perspective of being nurturing and generous in different ways, and I think that this can translate to our society and better it overall.
Also, we need to recognize not only women's achievements and establishments just on this International Day, but day-to-day life as well.
I think it's important to celebrate International Women's Day because it's an opportunity to take a pause and to acknowledge and celebrate the women that surround us, whether that be your mother, your grandmother, your daughter, your coworker. It's important to acknowledge and recognize that life isn't always easy for people and that they are important and that they are doing their best in the circumstances.
Superheroes aren't just like amazing athletes or wrote a book when they were
12, and sometimes it's just the people that just do everyday things.